Today, we step into a beginning and into the year-long celebration of the 50th anniversary of the University of Mary. Let us go forth, reaching outward, leading forward into this year of Jubilee.
As Sister Thomas completes her final year as president and the University of Mary celebrates its 50th anniversary, our thoughts turn naturally to what lies ahead for America's Leadership University. In the face of challenging times, skilled, ethical leaders with integrity and vision are more important than ever, as are the programs to prepare them.
She has always had the mission of the founding Sisters of Annunciation Monastery in mind through all of her leadership, and she's taken that back in the early days and has been able to adapt and make changes, but yet still adhere to those Benedictine values that are so precious to us.
She's just willing to take a risk, and then certainly it's always well thought out and well prayed over. But she's willing to do that, to jump out and do things that maybe some universities wouldn't dare to do.
She believes that well-educated young people, well-educated students can change the world, and she believes that can start right here at the University of Mary, and she believes it to her soul, and she felt that this school had to be the kind of school that would produce those kinds of students. And when there was a need here, she went to work to make sure that need was filled. And she did it every time, and she had such a belief in it and an understanding of it and was able to articulate it so well, and everyone that heard it knew that it was the right thing to do and supported it.
Sister Thomas has often said, we judge our success by the success of our graduates. Their success as leaders, servant leaders, will have far-reaching effects on the future for all of us.
I hope that every day, a little bit of what I do is an emulation of what all of you here taught me to do. And to the extent that I make a contribution, Sister Thomas, it's because of you and your colleagues here and the fabulous education that I received here that is all about lifelong learning and leadership.
It is Sister Thomas's belief that the potential for leadership through service exists in everyone and can be developed through education. Social author, philosopher Eric Hoffer has said, in times of change, learners inherit the earth, while the learned find themselves beautifully equipped to deal with a world that no longer exists.
Sister Thomas's legacy to the university, to the community, to the state of North Dakota, and in my view, to the rest of the world, is her commitment to the values, not only the Benedictine values, but to the values that we need in this world to build a better world. And her commitment to those, her ability to articulate those to students, to other leaders, and to anyone who she speaks to, will be her legacy.
You know, this is a very remarkable woman, and she is, has touched so many lives, including mine, that it's unimaginable how our community would be where it is. And this is a great community that we live in, a great state. I choose to live here. This community would not be the same without her input, and she should know that.
As the University of Mary begins its 6th decade, it seeks to expand its role as the premier leadership development university in the nation, equipping its community of learners to inherit and contribute to our changing world. It can do this only by continuing to develop the faculty and staff, academic programs, student services, and facilities necessary to offer quality Christian, Catholic, and Benedictine education. The university also seeks to continue to grow its enrollment, attracting the best and the brightest from the state and the world. For the future of North Dakota and beyond, it is Sister Thomas's greatest wish that the vision of America's Leadership University will continue to be realized, and that deserving students from all economic backgrounds will have access to a UMary education for generations to come.
I'm going to just miss seeing her smiling, positive attitude around the University of Mary all the time.
I've been applying for graduate schools here in the future here when I leave the University of Mary, and I took a couple minutes and went into Sister Thomas's office and asked her if she'd write me a letter of recommendation, and I never had an appointment with Sister Thomas at all. And I mean, president of a university, you'd expect you'd need an appointment to visit with them, and I just got the idea, and I walked into her office and asked Sister Janet to have a minute with Sister Thomas, and she told me I can make time for the students, and that really stuck out in my mind. She's willing to make time for anyone. Just her love and her passion for everyone at the University of Mary is really something that you can't find in any other person that I know.
I was walking down the hall, just not paying attention really to anything, and I heard someone calling my name, and so I turned and looked, and it was Sister Thomas all bundled up in her winter gear, and I went over there, thought she was going to share something with me about one of her classes that she had just went to, and she said, "No, I just want to give you a hug and say it's good to see you." So something just that simple that she could take time to do that. To me, that stuff means a lot.
We hope that the many friends of Sister Thomas will join us in honoring Sister Thomas's dedication and hard work by carrying forth her enduring legacy of servant leadership through the Sister Thomas Welder Leadership Fund. We can make a difference in the lives of countless individuals and in the world they create.